Hey guys, we're getting a little sleet today. Looks like the driveway is actually okay to sled down if you like sledding down just straight ice. So I thought I would go ahead and figure out the degree measure of our driveway. And we're going to use some trigonometry to do that. So first thing, I've got a level, and we're going to know how long this level is. So I've got a tape measure too. So if we know the length of this level, we're going to put it on the driveway here, up on the top, and then figure out where we're level. And the next thing we're going to do is measure how far it is to the driveway out here. So let's see. You got to make sure that the level stays level here. So right about there. So let's see. And we've got the level on the. We've got to measure from the bottom of the level since that's what's on the driveway. So let's see, we're at 8 inches there. 8 inches. So we're going to measure the length of the level, which is 48 inches. And now we're going to do some calculations.
So, what did we have? We had the sloped driveway here, and we had the level coming out from it. And then coming down from that, we had the tape measure. So I'm going to go ahead and label this. Better make that a right triangle. So this is a level, this was my tape measure, and this was my driveway. So the level and the tape measure make a right triangle. So I'm going to put the right triangle symbol there. What you have to make sure of is that the tape measure is actually going straight down, as if gravity was pulling something down. There are different ways of doing this. You can use a string instead and measure the string to make sure that it actually forms a right triangle. We're going to assume that the tape measure is going straight down and it really was forming a right triangle there. So our level was 48 inches. The tape measure was 8 inches. And it's irrelevant how long the driveway was, because we want to find this angle here. We're going to use the tangent function. And what we're going to find is the tangent of some angle, the angle of my driveway. And we're going to use the ratio, which is the opposite over the adjacent. The opposite leg over the adjacent leg. Here's the opposite leg from my angle, and here's the adjacent leg from my angle. We need to do the inverse tangent to get to that angle. To solve for an angle, we use the inverse function. So we need the inverse tangent of 8 divided by 48, my ratio, and this equals my angle theta. Theta is just a Greek letter that's used for unknown angles, by the way. We could have used x, you could use any variable you want, but right now I'm using theta. So if you're using a TI calculator, you're going to want to make sure you go to mode, and the calculator defaults to radians. You see here, I've already got it switched to degrees. So this is what you may normally see, an interface like this, and you're going to go down and you're going to click on degree to make sure that we're in the right units for what we're doing. So we'll click on second tangent because that is where our inverse function is. And then we'll type in 8 divided by 48. And what it comes up with is 9.46. And so theta, our unknown angle measure, is 9.46 degrees. Our unknown angle, the driveway slope, is 9.46 degrees. Given that there's probably a little inaccuracy in the tape measure, the way I measured it, it's probably around 9 degrees to 10 degrees, but I think 9.5 is a pretty accurate number. So that is how you calculate the degree measure of a sloped hill.